Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us today. We're in Silicon Valley this week speaking with some of the best and brightest companies in the area. On our program is Vagish Kapila. He is an investor with FUNlearNENG. Vagish, welcome.
Thank you, Rich.
So I thought we'd start off by talking a little bit about FUNlearNENG and just hearing more about what it does.
Sure. So what we've done is we are actually a portfolio design company in which we actually bring a lot of products into our portfolio and leverage all the value we have on our different portfolio to build a product. FUNlearNENG actually came from an idea, being in Silicon Valley, you know, where the Googles and all the big guys around. Nowadays what people have started learning and understanding is technology moves so fast, technology changes really fast. So what a lot of companies have decided, you know, they can't really interview you on technology because that will be obsolete maybe in 6 months. So they actually test you on logic. They'll ask you if there's why are manholes covers round? You know, logic like that.
That's a famous interview question
right?
of Google, right?
Yes. So what many companies have done it now. What they've realized is they have to really understand logic, because once technology changes, if you're not adverse at logic, you can go further. And at the same time, we were sitting and we met this person named Alan Morgan, who is actually, I think, is a walking genius. He'll look at any word and make a puzzle out of it. And it's not like a puzzle of putting pieces together, it's actually logic engineering. That's why we call it FUNlearnENG, with the engineering part. So what we also found out is at the same time, how can you get to a mass audience in which people can really understand logic, or how they can build on it. So we funded a company that he had. It was called Out of the Box Puzzles, and actually took it mobile. So what we're doing is we're building a game around it, in which the game is beyond a product. It's actually a family design in which multiple people can actually take a logic problem and make it into, we make it into a puzzle, and then you actually share. So Rich and me are friends. I'm looking at something, I'll be like, I don't get it. Rich, what do you think? And you'll add your input, and then we can actually build it to solve a puzzle. So you teach in this product team building, family entertainment, and also at the same time you're actually solving logic, which is what we need to be a competitive edge now. Because, you know, just knowing math and physics is not enough, because computers can solve all those problems now.
Now, who are the target customers here?
So in the beginning, our target audience are users between 15 to 35 who have smartphones, number one, because it's a smartphone based product. And at the same time, they have some kind of knowledge about, they want to learn, they just don't want to play a game which you don't want to blow somebody's head and have blood all over. Nothing wrong with that, you know, there people play that. But what we've decided is, has to be something more fun. Big corporations like Disney, in which now they can use this product to call families to stay and do a treasure hunt. Everybody have a smartphone, they have to solve these puzzles to find a treasure.
So branded games in that
Absolutely.
case. That's a branded
Absolutely. Companies like LinkedIn, who are trying to get business games out to really get audience to be growing in the business community. Again, this becomes, like I was saying, an interview game if you start using logic.
So do you see human resources departments using, when you said an interview game, that's kind of interesting. Is that something that someone would use before the interview to make sure that they're practiced up on all the possible questions they could get?
It can be, they can practice some, but I think it also helps them think logically, which will help the managers ask the right questions rather than see what is happening also. And HRCS can be an audience. What we found out was a lot of times people, when they go for an interview, we felt it that most people are not really interviewing you. They have a mirror in front of you and they're looking for themselves. They're trying to ask you this, oh, I knew this answer, why didn't this person know? Well, that's not how you really get the best of the best, right? So what we found out that if you actually go to the logic and really test the level of understanding of people, you can actually get that. So HR, yes, can be. It's also designed for a lot of young audience to now understand that learning logic at this point of their life is very important, because that's how they will progress when they grow older, because we have a global competition.
Well, there are also tests, right? The SAT to some degree, the LSAT, some of the other tests that are out there have questions that do involve logic as well, logical thinking, and the better your brain is at doing that and the more practice you have, theoretically, the better you'll do on those tests.
Very well said. But what we found out was, when you tell people SAT or test or anything, people get scared. But if you can take a regular walking word of eggs and stuff like this and make logic, it becomes fun. How do you add that fun element to something that will help people be involved?
Right.
And then we also found when you take SAT, you're sitting by yourself. So what we want to do is get into in which you can sit with your dad or your mom, and you can be, your dad can be at work, and you can say, "I'm working on this. What do you think?" And they can send you a bleep
Right.
instant message or write on Facebook wall.
So is that kind of the goal, is to make it this kind of like a social game where you get interactivity and have this thing go viral, and then the sponsors would help pay as well as advertising? Is that kind of how I'm seeing the future business?
Right. So far, it's actually no cost design. It's not meant about just. So most of our product we fund, we try to have a little ethical story behind in which we want to use this to actually build communities. Your first question was, yes, it's designed for multiple families to get together, spend time, like I said, not blowing up heads, because that usually is hard for parents to sit with the kids and do, but actually to spend time to do something that can help the kids and at the same time build that cohesiveness within the families.
Fantastic. So what's next?
So at this point, the product is we already had the alpha, and actually we got tremendous response already from it. People really liked it.
Great.
We got some very good feedback in which now you can share it with your Facebook wall, and we have features in which you actually can share it from your phone. So product is about to get launched in their pre-beta in about 3 weeks. And we actually have some investors who've already shown interest in this product already.
Great.
And
well, with the Zynga IPO, I'm sure there's a lot more interest in games nowadays than there were probably just a few years ago, right?
Absolutely. And then, the idea is Zynga has validated a lot of that stuff in which there is more to games. Just there's a word game that many people play. So there's more to it than if you can bring people together. It's all about. I will be more comfortable if I know you to play with you baseball than anybody online kind of stuff. Yeah, people do, but that's what now the social gaming has brought it, and that's what we're hoping FUNlearning is adding that element to it.
Thank you so much for being here. This was great.
Absolutely, pleasure. Thank you.